You wake up every morning into a world that demands everything from your attention, your energy, your peace. The notifications start before your feet touch the floor. Messages pile up. Expectations weigh down on your shoulders like stones you never agreed to carry. Someone needs your time. Someone else needs your validation. The world spins faster every day, and somewhere along the way, you forgot how to stand still. You react to every provocation. You feel every slight. Your mood rises and falls with the opinions of others, with the outcomes you cannot control. With the words spoken by people who barely know themselves, you have become a passenger in your own life, tossed around by the waves of circumstance, clinging desperately to outcomes that were never yours to hold. And in this chaos, you have lost something vital. You have lost your center. This is the silent crisis of modern existence. We are taught to care deeply, to invest emotionally, to attach ourselves to people, to dreams, to plans, to the fragile constructs of how we think life should unfold. We are told that caring means suffering, that love means dependence, that connection requires surrender. And so we give ourselves away piece by piece, handing over our peace to anyone who asks. Allowing our emotional state to be dictated by external forces we cannot command, we become slaves to approval, addicts to validation, prisoners of expectation. When someone rejects us, we crumble. When plans fall apart, we spiral. When criticism arrives, we fracture. We have become so deeply entangled in the web of attachment that we no longer recognize the quiet prison we have built around ourselves. We call it passion, we call it caring, we call it being human, but what we have really done is make ourselves fragile. It's vulnerable, easily manipulated by anyone who knows which strings to pull. Attachment is suffering. This is not poetry, not philosophy for its own sake. It is the fundamental truth that the ancient Stoics understood 2,000 years ago, and that we have forgotten in our desperate pursuit of meaning through external validation. Every time you attach your peace to an outcome, you surrender your power. Every time you need someone to behave a certain way for you to feel whole, you have made yourself a beggar at the door of their choices. Every time you let anger, fear, or desire control your actions, you have traded your sovereignty for a moment of reactive emotion. You become unstable, swaying with every gust of opinion, shaken by every storm of circumstance. And the cruelest irony is that the more you grasp, the more you lose. The tighter you hold on to people, the faster they slip away. The more you chase outcomes, the more life evades your control. You exhaust yourself in pursuit of things that were never meant to be captured, and in the end, you are left empty, resentful, wondering why peace always seems just beyond your reach. But there is another way. There has always been another way. It is the path walked by Marcus Aurelius as he ruled an empire, yet remained unmoved by its glories. It is the wisdom taught by Epictetus, a slave who became freer than any king because he understood that true freedom lives within. It is the clarity offered by Seneca, who knew that the man who needs nothing cannot be controlled by anyone. This path is called emotional detachment, and it is the most misunderstood concept in all of human philosophy. When people hear detachment, they imagine coldness. They picture a man with a heart of stone, indifferent to suffering, disconnected from humanity, walking through life numb and robotic. But this is a profound misunderstanding. Emotional detachment is not the absence of feeling, it is the mastery of feeling. It is not apathy, it is freedom. It is the ability to experience the full spectrum of human emotion without being enslaved by any of it. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to no longer need anything from anyone. Not validation, not approval, not even affection. Imagine standing so firmly rooted in your own center that insults cannot reach you, rejection cannot wound you, chaos cannot disturb you. Imagine observing your emotions as they rise within you: anger, sadness, desire, fear. Instead of being swept away by them, you simply watch them, acknowledge them, and then choose your response with complete clarity and control. This is the power of the Stoic mind. This is what it means to be emotionally detached, yet deeply peaceful. You do not suppress your emotions. You do not deny them. You feel them fully, but you do not let them rule you. You become like the mountain that feels the wind but is never moved by it. Like the ocean that experiences every wave but remains vast and unshaken beneath the surface. The Stoics understood something that our modern world has forgotten. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. Life will bring storms. People will betray you, disappoint you, misunderstand you. Lands will collapse. Dreams will fail. You will face loss, rejection, hardship, pain. This is not pessimism, it is reality. But here's the liberating truth. None of it has to touch your inner peace. None of it has the power to disturb you unless you give it that power. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the known world, wrote in his private journal that the universe is change, that life is opinion, and that our suffering comes not from events themselves, but from the judgments we place upon them. We knew that a man could lose everything: wealth, status, loved ones, and still remain unbroken if his mind remained his own. He knew that true strength is not found in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. This is the transformation that begins when you embrace detachment. You stop chasing. You stop begging. Stop performing for an audience that will never be satisfied. You withdraw your energy from the endless game of seeking external validation, and you turn it inward, building a fortress of peace that nothing outside can penetrate. You realize that people's opinions of you are just that, opinions, fleeting, unchangeable, reflecting their own biases and wounds more than any truth about you. You realize that outcomes are not yours to control. You can plant seeds and water them with your effort, but you cannot force the harvest. You realize that your worth is not negotiable, not up for debate, not dependent on who loves you or who leaves you. You become complete within yourself. You become the source of your own validation, your own peace, your own strength. And something miraculous happens when you reach this place. When you stop needing people, they feel it. When you stop chasing outcomes, life flows more easily. When you stop reacting to every provocation, you gain a quiet power that others cannot quite name, but instinctively respect. You move through the world with a calm that unsettles those who are used to controlling others through emotional manipulation. Your silence becomes more powerful than their words. Your indifference to their judgment becomes a mirror that reflects their own insecurity back at them. You cannot be baited, you cannot be broken, you cannot be controlled. This, more than anything, is what it means to be free. Epictetus taught that we must distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, and that all our suffering comes from trying to control what we cannot. You cannot control what others think of you. You cannot control whether they stay or leave. You cannot control whether your plans succeed or fail. You cannot control the chaos of the world, the opinions of strangers, the shifting tides of fortune, but you can control your mind. You can control your response, and you can control where you place your attention and what meaning you assign to events. And when you focus all your energy on this song, governing yourself with discipline and wisdom, you discover that this is the only control you ever needed. The rest was illusion, a cruel game that promised fulfillment but delivered only anxiety and exhaustion. Picture the man who has mastered this truth. He walks into a room and nothing clings to him. Insults slide off like water off stone. Praise doesn't inflate him because he knows it's as temporary as the insult. He listens to criticism without defensiveness, takes what's useful, discards what isn't. When someone tries to provoke him, sees the attempt for what it is, a desperate reach from someone who lacks internal peace, and he chooses not to engage. He does not argue with reality. When loss comes, he feels the grief, honors it, and then releases it, knowing that attachment to what was will only poison what is. He does not cling to people. He loves them, enjoys their presence, values their companionship, but he does not need them to complete him. If they leave, he wishes them well and continues walking his path. He has built a sanctuary within himself, a place so quiet and so strong that the entire world could rage outside, and still he would remain centered. Still, he would remain free. Seneca wrote that the whole future lies in uncertainty and that we should live immediately. He understood that anxiety is born from projecting ourselves into imagined futures, rehearsing disasters that may never come, attaching ourselves to outcomes we cannot guarantee. The detached man does not live this way. He plans, he prepares, He acts with intention, but he does not torture himself with what-ifs. He does what he can with what he has, and then he lets go. He accepts that life will unfold as it will, that some things will work and some will fail, that some people will stay and some will go, and that none of it defines him. His peace does not depend on perfect circumstances. His joy does not require everything to go right. He has learned the secret that most people spend their entire lives avoiding, that suffering is optional, that it comes not from life itself, but from our resistance to life, from our clinging to how we think things should be instead of accepting how they are. This does not mean he becomes passive. This does not mean he stops caring or stops trying. Detachment is not resignation. It is the opposite. It is engagement without desperation, effort without attachment to outcome, love without neediness. He cares deeply about his work, his relationships, his growth, but he does not make his worth contingent on their success. He tries his best and then releases the result. He loves fully, but without the suffocating grip of possession. He remains open-hearted but protected, vulnerable but not fragile. This is the paradox of Stoic wisdom, that by caring less about outcomes, you achieve more. That by needing less from others, you connect more deeply. That by guarding your peace, you become more present to life itself. The world will test you. It will send people who will try to drag you back into the chaos, who will mock your calm as indifference, who will interpret your boundaries as coldness. They will try to provoke reactions, because your peace threatens their identity, which is built on drama and emotional turbulence. Let them. Let them exhaust themselves against the wall of your tranquility. Let them shout into the void of your indifference to their manipulations. You do not need to defend yourself. You do not need to prove anything. You simply continue walking your path, speaking your truth when it serves, remaining silent when it doesn't, always choosing your response rather than reacting from the wounded ego that used to control you. And as you walk this path, you will notice something profound, that emotional detachment does not make you less human, it makes you more human. You feel more deeply because you are not afraid of feeling. You love more freely because you are not afraid of loss. You connect more authentically because you are not performing, not pretending, not hiding behind masks designed to win approval. You become real in a world of pretense, grounded in a world of chaos, peaceful in a world at war with itself. And this peace is not fragile. It does not depend on external conditions. It is not a mood that comes and goes. It is a state of being, cultivated through practice, strengthened through challenge, earned through the daily discipline of choosing wisdom over reaction, principle over impulse, sovereignty over surrender. Marcus Aurelius faced conspiracies, wars, plagues, betrayals, and the weight of an empire. Yet he wrote that our life is what our thoughts make it. He knew that no external force could disturb him unless he allowed it. That his mind was his kingdom, and that as long as he ruled it with wisdom, he remained free. This is the promise of emotional detachment. No matter what life brings, no matter who stays or leaves, no matter what rises or falls, you remain unshaken, unbroken, unmoved by the storms because you have become the calm at the center of them. You are no longer tossed by circumstance. You are no longer a victim of your emotions. You have become their master, and in mastering them, you have reclaimed your power, your peace, your life.